Right, well, I'm fucking shattered. I've packed away, got everything away, got a better order than what it is now, so it's a little bit more functional to get out the bits that I want to get on with. I'm physically fucking exhausted. I could really do with probably getting like a Red Bull or something just to keep me going for now. Train is 4 minutes past 9 in the morning, I think, but I would like to maybe see if I can hook on a little bit earlier. On 75 quid today. Woo, woo, woo. Got to declare and everything and all of that, self-employment and tax and all of this. So it's like really difficult, isn't it? Because you've got to sit there with the cash and you've got to work out exactly. So you've got to sit down, and don't forget, guys, it's no longer, as from September, all paper money is gone. So if you have any paper money, then obviously make sure that you've got the poly whatever cash it is. So then obviously tax, national insurance, all that bollocks, all that jazz. So anyway, I'm really, really, really tired, but I've now got to do the normal everyday tidy up quickly stuff, which is obviously any washing up, any pots away, tidying down the sides, sweeping the floor, washing the kitchen floor, making sure bathroom's done. The boys' bedroom, I'm just going to have to leave it as it is and sort that when I get back. You know, hoover straight in the living room, stuff like that. And I need to... children in foster care, one that nearly went for adoption. Apparently she's been watching some of the lives along the way, and someone who's been in lockdown all this time, just bimbling out with his dog occasionally. He's come over, had a bit of a chat, a bit of an offload, a bit of a go from here, and that was nice. It's been quite a community thing today, which is quite sweet. I think it's also been interesting as well because there's been a bit of goading about me doing it, and then today people have seen quite a success between. And I did say, you know, people say, I said, look, I'm setting up for when all the school run comes out and all that, and yeah, so that was good. I'm very tired. I don't know how I'd cope if I had to do a full-time physical job. I'd be too burnt out. Knees are out, ankles are out, shoulders are out. I really would love to just go for a bath. So I'm literally going to put the NCSI on, and my coffee, and my fag, put around, get the evening stuff done, and get really lined up for tomorrow. I'm going to be focused. Obviously, once I'm on the train, I'm going to be doing some bits with the boys about their home ed stuff and things, but then I've got to cut into work mode properly. And literally framework. I'm going to tonight try to get the time, or tomorrow on the train, to get the email, but I need it to be there ready for 8:30 in the morning before they even go over to Portcullis House, because once they go to Portcullis House they won't have their main stuff with them. So it is going to be quite a hard frame that this is still not good enough, this is still not acceptable, that they are making money out of the pain. I've got all the screenshots ready that people have commented on FEA today, and I've had to ask, and it's probably part of why I'm so drained as well, because I'm sorry to say that while sitting on toilet, one has taken the time to be able to read the comments today to the questions that I asked over on FEA. And I had to ask the very painful question that was that moment, that very moment, once that initial, your children have gone, they're in the car, they're gone, whether you know where they are or not, that fatal moment when you close your door and you are alone on your own, that moment, how you felt. And I've been inundated with messages from people explaining how they felt. And the other thing, another question that I asked was, if a gun was not put to your head, you were not beaten up, nobody was pinning you down, why did you hand your children over? And the amount of people that actually said that they were pinned down, they were held, and they were threatened, and they were told this and that. And some have actually said that police did actually come through their doors with guns. So it's all evident on the page. People are listing the same things. Everybody is commenting and saying very much the same similar story, same thing. Like I've said today, Where is social services with a mother who's working officially? You know, they know they're working with me and Dean, so don't think you can go to the system and go, it's Kellie and Dean, and we've been through it, we've been battered over it. Yeah, people leave us alone to deal with our relationship in our time, our speed, our way. Yeah, so, you know, that aside, officially on paperwork, I am a single mother with 2 children with this condition and all these other labels that they want to put on me. So where actually is the system that cares? Where is the housing officer going, right, Kellie, you know, well done you, I can see you're trying, but, you know, I can understand why it is that you would like to now go for a bath. I get it. I get why it's so important. Let's get this sorted. Right, it's going to be done by then. Nobody is going to be doing that, yeah? Nobody is going, Kellie, yep, I get it. My doctor isn't going to be ringing up tomorrow and go, Kellie, I had some dream. The Lord had put it upon me exactly what EDS is. I've downloaded and uploaded and I've taken hours and hours of time to do some research and I understand profusely. So your physios are booked and you're going to be in officially on these days. People ain't going to do that, yeah? Social worker isn't sitting there going, I understand this condition. I get where Kellie's coming from with the fact that this is about longevity to her. She's not looking at when the kids are under 5, when they get to this age, when they're in this cognitive development. She's talking about from the cradle to the fucking grave, mate. You know, as a mother, she's forward thinking that, you know, they've got one body, one shot and one life. So, you know, nobody is going, right, Kellie, did you get this swimming sorted? What's it been like? What have you been up against? Are you at David Lloyd? Have you got the local pool? Right, let's get this sorted without making me feel like a criminal, without projecting that I'm a criminal, without making me feel fucking shit about the fact that I even have this stuff around me. Do you know what I mean? And it should be that simple. It's like, even when it comes up to Christmas, just an example before I go. People can logically think that, someone's got to go out and do this. They've got to go and get the presents. Why does social services never ever set up some form of Christmas party for the children where it's a coach ride where parents can go off and sort all the Christmas presents, and maybe they say, look, just leave them all on the truck because we'll wrap them up for you and we'll drop them off on Christmas Eve, yeah? Things like this. Do you know what I mean? Just really, really simple things. But the thing is, simplicity. Today, down there, a man's gone back with 3 pairs of shoes and a top, football top. And he's going to go online and he's going to attempt to see how much money he's giving me a tenner for the stock because he didn't want me to feel he was going to take it. It was whether he was going to go and do it and whatever. He's giving me a tenner for the stock. And come back on Thursday and see how much money he's got for it extra, right? So just with the conversation with the mother, and it's not even that, it was the friend that was with the mother who was coming from a point of view who did not understand what was going on with social. And to have that conversation with her, you could see the much more support to support her friend. To go, hang on a minute, love, you're my friend and I've been with you and I get what you're going through, but you're actually really not the only one going through this. You really are up against something. And it was nice to see a friendship even go to a different level, to go, yeah, hang on a minute, I am your friend and I ain't judging you and I get it. And I'm understanding it even better now that, you know, so... But as that mum goes home tonight, she's got a whole different perspective and a whole different point of view. I may never, ever, ever speak or see her again. They've got my number. They can ring me. They know, you know, they'll probably come and sit and have a chat in my little coffee space. And I'm aiming at kids and stuff that Elijah and Shiloh's age so they can do their little train set. And I'll take the train set down and stuff like that and bits like that. So, you know, it depends how long I'm here for because I'm moving forward. But if I focus on making money and you know, making money is, like I said, making money ain't the fucking problem, yeah? Making money ain't the fucking problem. It's sustaining. It's sustaining that longevity. It's sustaining it. It's sustaining the level of being a woman who is expected to do the ironing, clean the toilet, clean the things, clean the house, run the house. Do you know that a house takes maintenance? Do you know that if it doesn't get decorated seasonally, it starts to get listed? You know, we've got some flies circling and there may be a problem, so we need to get that sorted. And, you know, even the washing machine takes maintenance, the fridge freezer takes maintenance, even to do my tumble drying, you know, I've got to defluff it, take all the thing out, take all the water out. And it takes, even Dean asked me before, I think he was going to offer to go and do it for me, but he asked me in a quite methodic way. He said, have you got to put it away in a very certain way? And it was like, well, yeah. So he knows full well that he'd go down there and he wouldn't know that I would section things off by sandals, boots, shoes, tops, because that's the way that I work. Hence, like when my kitchen is done in a certain way. I remember very clearly that very first day that I moved into my own bedsit, putting the kettle where I wanted it, putting my socks into the drawer and laying out my environment, my home, my space, working with what I had at a time. Wasn't perfect, wasn't great. It's like my little garage down there. It ain't great, but I fucking love it. I love what I've created down there. I love it. I love it. You know, even in here, it's not great at the moment. It hasn't taken shape. And like I said to Dean today, it pisses me off because if I did have a social worker come through the door, it wouldn't be the same one and they would be assessing me based on what everything looks like now. And it wouldn't be like when I came here a year ago and what I've achieved now and what I'm going to do and stuff like that. So anyway, tomorrow I will be available on FEA live and some of on my side. But I will be on FEA because I want to do it predominantly because this is not about skating, even though I'm going to have my skates. This is not about dancing. This is not about how I deal with my trauma. This is actually a official human rights roundtable meeting that we are not invited to. Even as FEA, whether it be 1994 or fucking 2022, this is pretty closed. Even Legal Women Matter and none of the main officials are there. So I'm still going because I need to network, I need to speak to people, and I'm going to try to do whatever it is that I do that is going to... There's only 3 people I'm aiming for. So I'll speak to as many people as I can, but it's 3 people I'm aiming for. And what it's called is seed planting, okay? It's NLP. So I'm basically going there to do NLP on someone, which is not very nice and it's not very good. And they don't like people like me because they know when we're doing NLP and when we're not. But with someone like me, you couldn't fucking tell. So I'm deliberately... Some people think I'm doing NLP on them and I'm not. I am just literally want the best for people. But I am going with the intentions of expanding the boxes and bridging the gaps, even if I keep saying 1977, 1977, yeah, but 1977, yeah, but 1977, yeah, but on 1977, I've only got to do that. Yeah, but on 1977, because it's already pushed it straight from 1996 into 1997. Yeah, but in 1997, did you know that a child was born actually that has... I'm not going to go into it, but 1977 is a pinnacle fucking year to bring evidence forward. This is the gap. 1997 is the gap. That gap then leads into 1998, which is me, and I am officially paperwork, forced adoption, annulled based upon being single mother to being married. So it was based on my father marrying my mother that annulled the adoption on me by my grandmother. So that brings me into 1998. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm really tired. So I'm going to go and defrag. I'm going to put my NCSI on. I don't have to worry about anything down there right now, so I can cut that off. My garage is closed. My car is on the drive. That's all sorted. I panicked coming in thinking I haven't emptied the car and I've got to get the car ready to go, but we're not. We're on the train. So train tickets are on my phone charger sorted. Amber sent a list of everything that she knows that I need to have on with me. I'm not taking any paperwork, not doing anything. I'm not going to do anything like that. I've got to wait until their paperwork has been formed. Once that paperwork is formed, then I've got to take some time to read it and then react, then respond. So that's what I'm waiting for. So anyway, my stomach's hurting. I feel really sick. I've got washing up to do. I wish I had a dishwasher, but social services really couldn't give a shit about me as an EDS mother. They never did, never have done give a shit. So I don't have one, even though it's written in my judicial review on an occupational therapist on how to manage EDS. But who gives a flying fuck? So yeah, there you go. I fall asleep standing up. I'm really fucking good. So anyway, I hope you might see Dean a bit on live tomorrow. I don't know. He might stick his fingers up at me. He might do this, but he might even actually decide to come on and talk about psychologists. I don't know. Maybe I want to talk about train, or maybe he will just make me walk down the other end of the bus or the train and stuff like that. So anyway, I will be available to you guys. Going to take some breakfast on the train, have a bit of time with the boys, then I'm going to be online checking in, sorting stuff out, and then I will be around from 12, but I will not be visibly seen until 12:30. So, and then the meeting is at 1, and then I'm going to be around. Whether I end up in the room for the meeting, I don't know. It's known by me to make this happen, but I'm not going to put that expectation or that pressure on me tomorrow. The fact that I get to go and stand outside Portcullis House and live and let people know what is going on in that building that people are not aware that is going on is enough for me, and it gives me a voice in my own personal case just by doing that. And take my skates and hopefully have a bit of a skate before getting on the train at wherever it is that I can't think of right now. And then home. So hopefully soon enough I'll be able to stay in hotels, spend a couple of days, see how it goes, even have my camper van. But right now I don't, so this is the best of what I can do. And I am going, and even if it is just literally face-to-face me and Harriet Hartman, then so be it. Me and Harriet Hartman face-to-face. The only thing I haven't really thought about, and I'm going to start panicking about in a minute, is I've got no shoes. All them out there are all ones that don't fit me. So I don't know what I'm going to wear. I've got a feeling I'm going to just stick as I am. I've got a feeling I'm just going to, because it confuses people. It confuses people. This, look. Isn't it? Someone was behind me at the shop the other day, and I had my backpack on, and it's got a sticker on it, and it says, shut up and skate. And I could hear him go, that explains the socks. So, but anyway, my website, which was the skate dance, will have all funky socks and shit and all that stuff for skating on it soon. So that should help us out. I've just seen that someone's just come on my live, actually, that I could really, really do with some help from. And if you can, Katie, I'm going to be going over on FEA, and there's a lot of people. If you read some of the comments that are on FEA, so it's Forced Adoption Exposed, from the questions that I've answered, I'd like to do a bit of a keepsake for people. Well, not even a keepsake, but something that they can... it's very, very, very difficult for parents because they don't ever shut the bedrooms down, and a lot of people live with their if they don't, like me, haven't lost everything, like their house and everything, and they're still in the same homes. A lot of people have still got their children's bedrooms from exactly as it was when their children were taken. And when I was going out campaigning, I think that was one of the things that I found the hardest, was being invited to go into a shrine of a bedroom from a child that hadn't been there for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. So Katie, I know you've got a company that does this sort of stuff, and if you've got the time and things, I know that, if you can put together a package, and of course with you, being able to keep your stuff afloat as well, then I know full well that there's people that would really, really, really love the products that you've got, personal to them and their children, and that would be really good too. So anyway, I'm going, hoping I don't fall asleep, because I really don't want to come back Wednesday night to the flat as it is now, starting again, because I want to be able to then get on with, obviously, just to show you yet again to the extremities of the amount of paperwork that I have. And this is the cupboard that is jam-packed with all of the years of paperwork. I mean, it is that silly. Like, I can come in here and look, I've got a kid's school photograph. And again, this is just parent stuff that, you know, when they lose their property, and I've got reams and reams of social work paperwork, court paperwork and stuff like that, but I just haven't got the space to go through it in the capacity that I need to, because I'm not sitting in a boardroom like these people. Everybody that's there tomorrow is paid anything from 2 figures, 3 figures. You know, they're paid to be there. Their transportation is paid for. Their lunch is paid for. They've got a nice lunch put on tomorrow. But I feel good because I know full well that while Dean is out with the boys, that I physically, I mean, Dean's got his own money to do his own thing, but I know full well that I'm not asking Dean to do that. Do you know what I mean? He's helping me out by me knowing that the boys are fine while I go and do something tomorrow, that I know my boys are fine. And that's all I need. You know, like even walking around London, if it was, say it was one of my friends who said, oh, I'll go around London with your kids, it'd be like, really? Really? Have you ever walked around London with 2 young kids? Like, seriously, do you know what you're putting yourself into? And I know that Dean is London savvy, so it's not a problem. The only thing is he's not got his phone working, and that's the only thing that's going to upset me. But he knows where Portcullis House is, and I know that he's not disappearing with the boys. I know that the moment I walk off, he's not jumping on an aeroplane and fucking off with them anywhere. Or and do you know why I know he wouldn't do that? Do you know why I wouldn't know he wouldn't do that? Because them 2 boys in there would fucking go mental, and he would have to come back to me quite quickly. And he would. You wouldn't even if anyone turned around and told them, like Aaron and Faith were told, your mummy can't keep you safe, or she's gone, or she's left. Them boys are so trained, mate, that it's ingrained in there to not even allow any of this to compute, and they know run and find mum immediately. Yeah, safely but wisely, but it is in there. It's computed in there. So yeah, tomorrow, 1:00, Portcullis House. Human Rights Committee meeting, the right to a family life, single mothers from 1940 something to 1976 for forced adoption. So hopefully I'm ready. It's been a long time of me being here. I have been to a couple of meetings since I've been off campaigning, but this is my first time going and telling you all that if we don't make a stand about this now, my 2 neighbours, who are very well-to-do people across the road, who probably don't get most of this, have a conversation with me today and ask me about this meeting that I'm going to tomorrow. And in his words, and this is something that is going to get worse. Social workers, which is a good thing, just to end this. When I first started my education, I wanted to be one of them youth workers that went into schools and worked face-to-face with students, teachers and things. This year, when you go back in September, you're going to have frontline social workers working in schools. The funding has been issued. It will probably go on for say 5 to 10 years at the moment. But you're going to have the same issues and problems with safeguarding if, and I'm sorry to say, I was born to do this, but if I don't do it, the Lord will put the vision upon somebody else and he will get it done by somebody else. But he will keep bringing it back to me every time and say, are you ready? Are you going? So I made the decision. We're going to London. I asked Dean if he'd mind coming with me with the kids. It's happening tomorrow. We get up, we go to London. This carries on, and I'll finish at 5 and hopefully have a bit of a skate on, back on the train here, and then just see what seeds were planted, what works, what was completely cut off. Or if not, it's a bullet to my head and facing 24 hours in jail. If they are going to shoot me, yeah, can you just go right there, right on that little red X? I'm joking. No, all good, all good. It's just the fact that it really is down to the individual parents and families themselves to write their statements and testimonies, and you have to put it in these people's faces, and you have to take these legal actions, because by sitting there, whether you want to wave banners, whether you want to do this, even what XR's doing, there's nothing. The only reason XR does what they do is because they need it in the criminal courts listed as a case, hence why they do the arrests. It is in that physical process. It's like a game of cards. Somebody trumps you, you trump them, you know. Anyway, welcome back, Trump. Whoop, whoop, whoop. What was that I was saying about Trump and Putin about to go into negotiations? Watch this space. Zero tolerance, zero tolerance. That's the way it's all going to go now with China.